Hey, welcome back to the channel. I'm Oren and I hope you're having a great day. If you're a regular viewer of the channel, you'll know I've reviewed phones, tablets and laptops in the past, but never a games console. This is the first one on the channel, and ironically one of the first ones I ever owned, the Nintendo DSi. First released in 2009, it had a 133MHz processor and 16MB of RAM, and ran games like Mario Kart and Lego Star Wars. For comparison, most mobile phones today have around 6GB of RAM and a 2 to 3GHz processor. The DSi actually had 256MB of internal onboard storage, which was expandable up to 2 to 32GB through the use of an SD card slot. This could be used to store games and photos. When I was younger, it seemed like everyone I knew and all my friends had a DS, so it's not surprising that over 41 million of these were sold, combining the DSi and DSi XL sales. The name of the DS is the DSi, and it's thought to be called this because of the two cameras being the two eyes of the device. The two cameras on the device have sort of led the console to being an old time capsule, offering me the ability to see old photos that I haven't seen in years and people and animals that I miss. Even though the cameras are only 0.3 megapixels, and I can't recommend you use these because any phone camera these days will be 10 times better, to me they are a priceless aspect that I'm very glad Nintendo included. In my opinion, the design is great. The fact it only weighs 214 grams, which is almost half the weight of the Nintendo Switch, means you really won't notice this in your bag, and you might even be able to fit it in some of your pockets. 10-year-old me took this everywhere from friends' houses to camping trips, and it held up pretty well. But when I have dropped it, there has been scuffs, which is due to the overall plastic design, which makes it lighter, but also makes it weaker and a cheaper build quality. It's not just small, it's light too, measuring 137mm by 75mm. It's almost the size of a phone, a very thick phone at that. But within the thick body are two plastic screens. The resolution of these are terrible and the bezels are massive too compared to today's standards, but at the time they were fairly decent. I mean, it's not like you can play any graphically intense games on these anyway, so the screen resolution shouldn't really matter. You can easily see the pixels on both screens, and the touchscreen is nowhere near as responsive as today's mobile phones, but there is a stylus tucked away on the right side of the device, which allows for more accuracy. Because of how portable the device is, you'd think they'd include a good battery, but in reality it's only 840mAh, which gives you 1 to 5 hours of gameplay depending on how intense the game is that you are playing. And with the included charger, you have to plug it into a wall. There's no USB, so you can't use a portable charger unless you buy an adapter or a new cable. There are around 366 games available for the device, so it obviously means you've got a large library to choose from, and you probably won't run out anytime soon, and they can be found everywhere from local electronic stores to charity shops to online sites. And the best thing is, most of them are really cheap. One of the main criticisms about the DSi is that they took away the Game Boy cartridge slot. I never really cared about this, but I know a lot of people did, so sadly you can't use Game Boy games on the DSi, and you will need an older DS if you want to use them. So when it comes to gaming, you obviously can't expect stunning graphics like today's standards because these games are over a decade old, but you can find some really unique and fun to play games. When I first booted up the device, I realised just how bad the graphics were. I remember them being a lot clearer. The good thing is I quickly got used to the graphics and started playing all those old games that I used to enjoy, from SpongeBob to Ben 10 to my all-time favourite Lego Star Wars. The games seem really well optimised for the device, and because they're so small you can fit multiple of them in a pocket or in the DS case. They're also quite sturdy, so you don't have to worry about breaking them. You may be asking why not just use your phone to game, and I do, but you don't get the physical controls that you do with a DS, and there's also a few games that you just can't get on the mobile phone that you can get on the DS. Phones can also be very distracting with social media and constant notifications, and the DS helps you escape that. There used to be online gameplay, and as far as I'm aware, this is no longer supported, but you can play in the same room with someone if you've got two DSs. This is still a really nice handheld console to have, and as long as you don't mind no multiplayer, old generation games, and a pixelated screen, then I'd recommend you get this. It's just nice to have in your bag, and there's a lot of games to play. If you've made it this far into the video, I really appreciate it, thank you so much. Please like and subscribe, and check out my channel for other tech related content. Have a great day.